Welcome, my name is Barney Reese. I am the author of How Blessed You Are in God's Promises. Today I'm talking to you about the concepts of the universe and becoming the best version of you. If you've been studying my videos, you're starting to learn something. You're unstoppable. You're immovable. You can do so much more. But some things that we all have to work on in ourselves is simply, what do I want to do and how am I going to do it? A goal is just a goal until you decide on how you're going to accomplish that goal. Now, this is what I'm learning, so I'm teaching this to you. This will be a little different than all my other videos. I try to make them more of that. For instance, if you've written a dream goal down, you need to start looking at how you're going to achieve that dream goal. You don't need to have to understand all the process, but you do need to get started. That means if you're going to be a doctor, you would go to school to be a doctor. If you was going to be a weightlifter, you would start weightlifting. If you was going to be a karate instructor, you would start training harder than the average student. All these things you would start to do over and over and over again until you became the best version of you. If you was trying to attract a young lady, you would become the best version of you. You would watch what you ate, you would exercise when you could, and you would become the best version of you by learning things that you would not necessarily know. You might want to look on somebody that's really good at meeting people. You might want to just get out and look around you and see people that are interacting. You might decide to go on an outing for no reason because you can. When you start doing this, you become the best version of you. Over time, I believe in the snowball effect. And over time, you're like the small snowball at the top of the hill. And over time, with skills, techniques, and constantly working on yourself, you'll start to make progress. It's going to be almost magical, like a conscious shift. But in reality, you're doing all the work. You can pray to God all you want, Allah, Buddha, the creator of the universe, whatever you wish to call it, the universe, cosmos, it doesn't matter. But it only understands one thing, your energy and your intention. We're all its children, and it made us by blowing itself up. Now, this is what I've learned from many, many, many years of studying. And it's interesting how religion kind of tells you this, but it hides a lot from you. It's a way to control you. If I wanted to control worldwide domination, I would start with your food supply. I would start with your water supply. I would start with your politicians. I would start with your religion. I would mold your children to being what I wanted them to be. This is how I would control you if I was from another planet. So you start looking at things and you start asking yourself, does this resonate with me? Does this even make sense? And if the answer is no, you need to find out why. Here's why I say this is important. Look at all the laws here. You have physics law, you have quantum physics, you have science, you have biology, you have astrology, you have everything to help you to get true answers. And a lot of you will sit there in fantasy and say, I'm waiting to go to heaven. And your heaven was on this earth. A lot of you will say, well, I don't want to go to hell, and your hell's on this earth. See, you perceive what you're going to become. And in a conscious shift, synapses in your brain start wiring, and when they wire and they refire, they reform you, and you start to go back and do what you're trying to do. So you can close your eyes, feel your heart, and believe this. Now, how I know this is true is I've seen people make amazing, phenomenal results. Tom Cruise is a good example. He said, I'll give it 10 years. If I don't make it in 10 years, I'm done. And he got one role. And from that one role, he went on, from Top Gun, he went on to become who he is. Like him or not. That's the truth. Everybody had a start. Ryan Reynolds is a good example. I'll call it. He behaved himself into a job in California and said he was and got a agent and told the agent, "Yeah, I can act. There ain't no problem." He never acted in his entire life. Don't ever think you can't do something because somebody told you can't do it. Sometimes you're going to have to move. Sometimes you're going to have to travel. Sometimes you're going to have to do things you don't want to do. My saying is this: Go where others won't do what others won't do to go where others can't go. In other words, take those classes, do those skills, do those things. If you want the girl guy, then you go out and get the girl guy by you going out finding that person. And you find that person at your best, at your highest resonance, at your highest energy levels. You do that. If you don't make it to the gym, don't beat yourself up. It's going to happen. Like today, I did not make it to the gym. It doesn't mean I'm not going. It just means I haven't made it yet. I still have 24 hours in the day, but I also have martial arts today. I did do my my push-ups and my squats like I always do, even though I didn't want to do them, and all my forms and all my staff forms twice. So that's quite a bit, and then still try to do a video before I go to work. The point is this: you make the best version of you by constantly doing things others won't do. If you're tired, take a break, but only make it a break. Don't make it a lifetime, because time, T-I-M-E, it doesn't care what people say or do. It will do all these things. Now, this is what is making you so great, is you. Nobody else is going to do this but you. You know, I see beautiful ladies online sitting there waiting for their next somebody to say, oh, thank you, thank you, thank you, just trying to get votes. And then the cruelest thing I've ever seen was somebody saying, hit, smash, yeah, I'll give you a 6, I'll give you a 7. Some people are trying so hard to just survive. Some people have lost their loved ones. Some people have lost their child. Some people have lost their parents. Some people have lost the will to live. And you're telling them this. Congratulations, ladies and men who do this. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. And I don't give a damn who you are. It's wrong. And I'll speak out as I see it. You have no right to judge anybody until you walked a mile in their shoes. And until you've done that, you don't have a right to judge me or anybody else you see, not even the bum on the street. You don't have that right. So yeah, I'm scolding whoever this person is, and I want you to hear it. And I hope you see my videos, because it's wrong for views. But anyway, that's just my take on that. I'm not going no further. The point is this: work on you. Read the books. Listen to the podcast. Make your car your classroom. You have 15 to 20 minutes back and forth that you know in a couple of days. You can read a 2-hour book. Listen to it audibly. There's all kinds of ways to do that. You can go on YouTube and learn something that's going to help you. Focus on you so that you can get out of not working 40 years and the rest of your life. Learn about financial education. There's 3 avenues. There's real estate, there's stocks, bonds, mutual funds, and other ways, and there's businesses is another way, and then there's savings. But a high yield savings account that gives you 3 to 5% off of your money. Once you get $1,000, look for high yield. You want a place to put some of your money, but put it to where it's going to make you more money. Always pay yourself 10%. Even if you go backwards, keep trying to pay yourself 10%. It'll override it. You'll eventually go that. Les Brown says something I love very much. He says, if you're going to fail, fall forward. If you was in football and you was running down the thing and they tackled you, that person's going to try to fall forward, not backward. Why? He wants to make some yardage. So you practice that when you fail. First attempt in learning. You're going to fail something until you get good at it. If you don't have anything to do, start looking at what you want to do. This is your life. This is your time. You chose to come here in this body to have an experience. This is your universe. The cosmos will only help you if you put the effort in. Faith without works is dead. When you start to understand all these things, you start putting these things together for you. And nobody's going to be better than you. Nobody's going to take care of something better than you do. Learn to delegate. Delegate means you give something simpler to somebody else so you can focus back on that. If you're a businessman and you're doing all the work, you're the fool. Because you're never going to scale. You're never going to go anywhere. But if you delegate that job or those 2 jobs to somebody else and you focus on growing your business, getting bigger, getting more clients, getting bigger, then you'll be better. If you do all these things I'm teaching you, you'll be the best version of you. As always, love yourself, for you truly are well loved. Thank you, and goodbye.